Welcome back to the channel. It's Parallel Rail. This video right here is called God is a Genie. If you really know God, man, you really know the field. God is a genie. If you really understand that everything that you really ask for, you wish, you really get. That's why they always used to tell you growing up, man, watch what you ask for, watch what watch what you say because it could come true. And that is the real truth. You may not know, but we plant seeds every day, and each time we plant a seed, it get a chance to grow, or it get a chance to die, or however the seed is planted. Is it planted in good soil? Is it planted, you know, on ground? That's why I do understand the parable, in the Bible that speaks about the sower who's plant seeds and things of that nature, because we all are planting seeds in our life, and the more seeds that we can plant that is a prosperous seed, then we can see the fruit of that labor, man. And that is the goal of, I believe, this life, is to find yourself, find your true magic, your true glory, your true God essence in you, and share it with others and be a light to the world, because you are the light of the world, especially if you are tapped in with your soul. If you tapped in with your soul, then you're going to be doing things that make your soul happy. You're going to be around people that make you joyful. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good experience. You're not going to be around toxicity. So much of our life we tolerated that, but that doesn't benefit us to our elevation, our growth, because it's coming to a point where the light gonna outshine the darkness. So if your light is shining bright, then the darkness is gonna fade, or it's gonna move away, or it's gonna transmute, and that's the goal, transmute everything, good and the bad. Even when you're feeling real good, you still gotta transmute that to stay at that level, because you can feel good and get knocked off. That's one thing that I used to be like, dang, bro, I feel good right now, but I can't like sustain it or whatever. So I had to figure out how to sustain it. And the more you sustain it, the more nothing really gets, in your way, or nothing really gets you upset, mad, or angry or whatever, because you are in control of your emotions. You're in control of yourself. And that is the best gift that you can give yourself, is to have control over yourself, have honor within yourself, and know what you would do that others may do, but you like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, or I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna stay over here. Like, everyone's crowd isn't for your crowd, and that's how you can stay on the frequency that you actually want to be aligned with. Because if you're aligned with the things that you want to be aligned with, then you're gonna know what it feels like to not be aligned with those things. Sometimes you don't know until you are aligned. Sometimes you don't know until things are going good, and you like, damn, bro, things was going bad when I was over there, or I was doing this when I was. You get what I'm saying? You start to have a bigger picture, a bigger mind frame. That's why I'm happy to go through my journey, because people who know me, the people, like I said, people who seen my videos before, like, the journey ain't always an easy journey, because you're trying to find, what works for you. That's what you got to do. You got to try to find what works for you. And when that thing start working, compound it, and then compound that, then that's when you succeed. That's when you don't have to worry about one thing, and then now you got other things that you can depend on financially, stability, emotionally. Sometimes the mindful things that you can do can be great, but then it can be other things that you can do too that is good for your mind, like activity, go out and play sports, or go out and draw, or go out, what I'm saying? Certain things that you can really do that can keep your mind, expanding, and be in a good state of mind and flow, because that's what all this really is for you to find your flow. Everyone's flow state isn't the same. We can all achieve it, but my flow state gonna be different than someone else's flow state. You know what I mean? Because I think, and I truly believe, that the more someone gets to that flow state, the more that they can master that as well. And if you can get there more often than not, then you're going to be at a higher advanced level than someone who get to a flow state every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the best athletes get to. They get to that flow state. They get to that state where things are just autopilot and they just playing off instincts and it's just clicking, it's just working, and they having fun, because all the work that they put in their subconscious is playing out in their reality. That's why you have to tap into your subconscious and quiet your mind and slow things down around you so you can reach these other parallels, because these realities are right around you. The things that you want are right around you, but you got to reach it. You got to achieve it alignment wise, That's why I'm parallel rail, man, because I be going through these parallels, man. You feel me? And when you go through these parallels consciously, you see the darkness, you see the things that try to distract you, you see certain things come about, and then you understand, like, okay, if I stay on this track and I don't let that bother me, then that fades, and then this becomes more expanded, because whatever your attention, is on, it expands, That's one thing, like, I be doing lately with my dogs. Like, I be walking my dogs, and sometimes they just be distracted, so I quickly try to get their attention and keep them going, on their walk, because if they distracted too long, then they can just stay there and look around and kind of not be aware. So I want them to be aware when they walking and knowing to keep going forward, and not let these certain things distract you, because the small things that distract you, in a sense, can lead up to a bigger thing distracting you. You could be frightened by, something small, by your leg or something, and then that can be, manifested in something bigger. That's how it's all work. Because, like I said, God is a genie. God gives you what you want. Like, we may not know that we are in a state of wanting to fear or wanting to be around something that we really don't want to be around, but it's something about our subconscious or something about us that's having us stay in this loop, having us stay there or stay, you know what I'm saying? It could be your development. It could also be, just something on your lineage as well. Like, this shit is real, bro. Like, should be on your lineage, and you got to really wipe that shit away. You really got to be a curse breaker, a family generational curse breaker type shit. Like, some people before your family came, they didn't achieve the things that you have achieved for your family. And that's why, you get a lot of glory and understanding in the under realms and shit, or the unseen realms and shit, because you are doing work physically that's benefiting your whole, family lineage and your bloodline. It's power in that. It's power in trying to stay, pure in a world that wants you damaged and wants your damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? You could feel damaged and they can still want your damaged goods. It's because they want you damaged for good. So you have to know what's right for you. It's some people who do certain things that you may look like that's not good for you or that's not healthy, but they have reached 100 years of life, or their life is amazing and they're living their best life and they're going for things that the average person isn't, who is, strict on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, the person who is achieving a lot of things had to be more open and have to be more able to receive a certain reality or a certain perspective, a certain dialogue, understanding with someone or overstanding with themselves, to, like, okay, they reached this level, now I got to go to this level, to this level, to this level. But the person who's sit back watching, they may, look at them and be like, dang, why you do that? Why you do that? But that person never even took one step or one level. You get what I'm saying? So perspective of others don't matter. It's only about what you feel about yourself, because you're going to change and evolve and grow and be different than you're going to be different than what you used to be. You can still be the same character or the same principles in that nature, but you're going to evolve, because that's why you're here. If you're not evolving, then you're not going to be here. You got to keep vibrating. You got to keep going and keep flowing. Some way, somehow, you got to keep moving. And that doesn't mean like moving and going like physically. I mean moving and advancing mentally and spiritually and consciously. Like, because you can advance consciously and sit still. That's why it tells you to be still in the Bible. That's why the whole Bible is really about you meditating and connecting with yourself and understanding that these demons and these legions and these things are actually attached to you. And when you can get rid of these things, then you can understand that we all are our own fucking Jesus. We all are our own Christ. You know what I'm saying? We all are our own God. Because he says, like, ye are gods. Like, the shit is real, bro. You really tap into yourself. You really connect with God. Like, we slow in the West on this information because they hide it from us. You know what I mean? And when they hide it from us, then we think that it's not real because we always been, programmed a certain way. But when you start to tap in and see like some of these things that the Bible or some of these other spiritual scriptures, these holy books, they speak about things that you're actually going through. You're actually experiencing. Like you're actually, like it's like a guidebook. Like it's like a guidebook to know what you're going through so you don't go crazy and shit. Like the shit that you can go through in this reality or this world could make you go crazy. So that's why so many people on, psychedelic or psychiatric medicine and shit like that, because they don't understand the power of what's going on, and then they go to a certain place and they just diagnose him with something and just say, okay, cool, whatever. He's out here, but it should just make that person's life worse. And that person go down to a smaller and a lower dimension, and they go through a different mental state. Like we all gonna go through these mental states. That's why we came and descended as God. Like, cause we had to come down here and feel the pain to understand what it is to not always be loving and not always be joyful and not always be blissful, because that's our nature. We are, loving, kind, and all this shit. That's really our true nature. But we come down here to this world, to this density, you know what I mean? This heavy ass place. First thing you see is, racism, on a big scale. First thing you see is fucking, the leaders, getting killed and certain things, and so many things you see to keep you in a fear state, to not let you understand that you evolve within, because if you keep trying to fight the fight outside, that's never gonna work. It's never gonna work because it's an energy thing. It's an energy thing. Whatever energy you give comes back to you. So you have to give out good energy and positivity and understand that it's a force, like Star Wars say, the force be with you. Like it's a force that's that's in control of this, but you can control the force. That's why I say let the force be with you, because if it's with you, then you good. You get what I'm saying? And that's what they hide from you. They hide from you that you can obtain the force. They hide from you that you can obtain, the strength and the power and the understanding and knowing who you truly are. That's why it's so much programming and TVs and things of that nature. So, but at the end of the day, man, you have to understand that you create your reality. TV could be good for you, if you like TV at a certain time or whatever. But I'm just saying in the sense of letting certain things control your life, because you create. You create. You get what I'm saying? Like you create. So you have to do things and be in a good mind state, man, because it's beautiful when you start to see your creation, start to, manifest, and there's no hate in that. You just see the game. You just see the players playing, and you start to understand, like, damn, they play the same way as that person. Or they play the same way as that person. And then you like, okay, shoot, okay. So I know what to do when it's like you play like Super Mario. What was that game, bro? I think it was Super Smash Bros, right? When you Mario and you gotta jump over the jump. You know how some levels you may die, but you be like, damn, okay, I know what I gotta do. I can't jump over that too fucking far now. Now I understand. That's what this all about. Like you go through a certain pace, certain level, and then you start to get the understanding and the keys to that level, and that door start opening. And then you can walk through that door, and then as you walk through that door, you start to understand, all right, this shit was just something I had to get through. Now I can see the game for what it is, and I can see the next level play out differently. Because once you get over that level that's been whipping your ass for like a day straight, you gonna speed through like 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna speed through the next few levels because that just turned you up. That just made you better. That just made you more than you thought you was, because it made you go to a different place. It made you question yourself, like, bro, I'm not quitting, bro. I'm gonna keep doing this shit till I get it. And that transpire into life. You know, if you got a never quit mentality like John Cena, you feel me? You feel me? If you got that shit in you, bro, like you gonna win because it's made for the strong. It's made for the ones that has been through things and see the things, you know, turn into power. Like, you know, that's why I love, you know, people like Ray Lewis, you know, Muhammad Ali, and, you know, certain athletes and certain male figures and certain masculine male figures at that, like, tell you, like, bro, life is this, and like their life was this way, like how Ray Lewis turned pain into glory, you know, how Muhammad Ali is like a poet in the midst of fucking chaos. You get what I'm saying? Like, so much of the beauty is within you, but you got to tap into it, man. You know, I'm still tapping into my shit. I'm still tapping into who I am because I'm not done evolving. I still see growth in me. I'm still imagining great things and being more prosperous and with my thinking and being prosperous with thinking about others and not just having selfish thoughts about just what I am and who I am. I'm still sending out good energy to people that I know and people that I love. And, you know, even if a thought come up in my head about someone, I'm like, oh yeah, bro, cool, you know, because at the end of the day, every thought isn't always your thought. Like something that you was actually wanting to think about. Something can just pop up in your head. You're like, what the fuck? But you transmute it by giving it good energy. You transmute it by sending positivity to it. You know? That's how you win this shit. Because you are alchemist at heart. Everything you do, you alchemize in something. Good or bad, like tears, whatever. Like, whatever it is, bro. I'm telling you. Or sis, whoever listening, whoever watching. Because I understand when you go through these hurdles and these pitfalls of life, it's either going to make you or break you. And if it don't break you, then you just keep going. And you just know that you right there, you know what I'm saying? Like you almost there. Like you gotta be almost there if the shit didn't break you. You have to be. It has to work out like that. You know what I'm saying? It has to work out like that. It has to be right there for you when you get over that mountain that's been whipping your ass. It has to be. Because if it's that hard of a test, then the glory and the reward gotta be that much sweeter. Hey man, it's parallel real, man.